Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of IFF News. And today I am joined by Izumi Arata. I think he needs no introduction in Indian football. I think now when we discuss about PO and PIO and OCI, way back in 2012, this gentleman gave up his Japanese passport to represent India. Welcome to our show, and I think it will be lively chatting with you.
Thank you, Sayam. Looking forward for our chat and yeah, let's have a good discussion over Indian football.
Sure, sure. So you had a big journey. You had a quite a lot of time you spent in Indian football. You can just highlight your journey when you started playing for East Bengal. I think that was your first club, and from there you moved to different clubs. So can you start? What made you come to India that time? Way back in that time. That time Indian football was on a different state.
So yeah, the journey with Indian football started 2006, but before that, when I was playing in Singapore back 2004, that is the first time that I was approached by the Indian football side. That was an agent who approached me to check if I'm interested in playing in India or not. Then I came to know there's a football in India. And after that, I went back to Japan and I was playing for Mitsubishi Mizushima in Japan. And same time, I was looking to go to abroad again and play professionally. And that time again, the same agent contacted me, and I came to know about East Bengal, and I started to collect those data, videos of East Bengal. You know, that time internet was not as much as today. And it was not so easy to collect all the information, but yeah, anyhow, somehow I see some of the clip when I think East Bengal was playing AFC games and all, then I found it so attractive and interesting. So that my conversation started with the East Bengal auction. That time was Mr. Amit Sen. What a gentleman! I still remember. And then that is the reason I started my career with India. Then after that, I came to East Bengal and I signed for East Bengal. Then so on and so on. It's a long story.
But I think after I mean, 2012 was a year, and when you got the Indian citizenship, I think you gave up your Japanese passport, and it was quite a brave decision that going that time because you were in a good time of your life and gave up your Japanese passport, and I think which I think very less people have done so far. I think now we talk about Ryan Williams, but prior to Ryan Williams, I think you were the first person to do it. So, can you tell what made you feel that you should represent India? What was the reason you thought?
So as I explained just now, I joined East Bengal 2006-7 season, and after that Mahindra United and Pune FC. You know, by the time I decided to change my citizenship from India to Japan, sorry, Japan to India, it was already 4 5 years I was playing in India, and of course during that time I was asked many times when are you going to play for national team, and I myself was not aware or didn't know that if I can play as a PIO or I have to change my citizenship. But then after 4 5 years, my agent approached me. That time, my agent was a British guy. His name is Nigel. He spoke to me to think deeply or consider this option in a serious manner. Then I started to think over it and started to talk people around me. And also I was keep asking myself, you know what? Of course, I was born and grown up in Japan. I started my career in Japan, and same time I was dreaming to play for Japan. I didn't get opportunity. Probably I was not good enough, whatever the reason is. But there might be opportunity in India to represent the country, which is the biggest honor of any footballer. And that time, as I said, I was spending a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in Indian football, and I already developed a lot of relationship with the players as well as clubs, and and of course supporters. And I think I found that is the right moment for me to take this step. Saying this, of course, it was a big big decision for me to make, but same time, thanks to my closest people, my family, and my friends, my coaches, some of the coaches in Japan and my seniors, they really thought over it for me, and they gave me their opinion. Some said no, and some said yes, but eventually it came down to me, and I found this is a you know for, the opportunity for me and to represent our country, that though such a big country like India. And if there's a possibility like that, probably I didn't think twice that okay, this I have to go for it. And India was kind enough to accept me as an India, and they gave me an opportunity to wear the blue color. And I will never forget the feeling. And this is my one of the biggest honor in my life.
So it was 2013 January. I think Wim Kovermans was the coach, and I think he called you for the national team, right? In 2013 January, right? If I'm not mistaken, the
Yeah,
date.
I think so. In my head, somehow I was thinking 2011, but probably I changed my citizenship 2011, and from there, a slight time gap was there. Then the game against Palestine, yeah, Wim was the
Yes, you
coach
came.
that time. Called me up,
In,
yeah.
and if I remember, I think I saw that game, and you came in as the second half as a substitute to Lenny Rodriguez. I still remember it.
Oh, okay. It was it Lenny. I really don't remember, but you know what? That was such an emotional moment for me, and I was preparing myself, like mentally, and I'm ready to go for it. But I think my face was like a golden case, like with a lot of excitement and emotional moment it was for me. So to be honest, I remember the game, but I don't remember the details. To be honest, yeah.
I think we lost 4-2 to Palestine. Till I remember, and I think 4-2, and you came in the second half and played some good. You had some good runs in that game. So
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
back
yeah.
to national team journey, it was not some big journey. It was not. It was not a big career you had for Indian national team. What I when I was seeing your journey as an Indian national team player, it was not a big. What was the reason once you debuted in 2013? After that, why your career didn't reach that height it should have? What was the reason?
Well, I am the one who wants to ask the question, but to be honest, yeah. See, of course, Wim was there for the very short stint when I was
Because why I
in
asked this
center.
question, just give me 1 minute. Why I asked this question was basically India didn't had that firepower in attack that time. I think India was struggling also that time. We were unable to qualify for the 2015 Asian Cup. We were struggling that time. So why you were overlooked in many places? What was the reason?
But
What do you think?
what I think, okay, if that is a question, then I can answer that because otherwise I have no idea. I'm not a decision maker. But like I said, Wim was a coach. Wim was a coach, and he selected me, and I played a couple of games with his team, and I had a good relationship with Wim, and I think we had a good relationship as well. But then when I was with ATK, 2015-16 season after Pune FC, and I think that time Wim left the Indian national team, and Stephen Constantine, right? I think he came into as a national team coach. And yes, again, I'm not saying, I'm not pointing out anything to anybody, but in general, what I can think is that time 2015-16 season when I was with ATK, I was in a best form, and that is the reason that I was selected as a best 11 of the season of the ISL as well. But I was not called for the national team, so I don't know the selection criteria. But yeah, same time I was disappointed for sure and I believe I could play for Indian national team much longer time, and by having that time, I think I had enough time for me to adapt to that group. And of course, the group accepted me, and they were very kind. I still good friend of all of them. But yeah, somewhere I felt and I believe I could be there longer, and I could contribute on the pitch level as well. So yeah,
One more
that's
thing I
my
just
take.
want to add. I just want to add here. See, seeing your professional journey is in national team and all. The little information which we got. I just wanted to ask you this simple questions. Last month there was a great headlines. I think we were the channel we broke that news that Rand Williams will play for India. His passport was he has applied for Indian passport and he would be eligible to represent India. Somehow his debut was the debut didn't happen in Bangladesh due to some clearance issue. But do you think the calls taken by you or Williams is a bit different? For example, a person like Hamza Chaudhry, in see what we see in Bangladesh or in other countries where dual passport are allowed. Do you think India should go for dual passport allowance? Do you think as an player, because you are part of this system also?
My opinion is no.
Hmm.
The reason is saying this. I'm not saying that decision of Lion.
Hmm.
I'm not disrespecting this decision of Lion. Just
Hmm.
I think when the news of Marcus came, I think
Hmm.
many people felt that I'm saying no to Lion as well. But I know him, right? I am the first one to say congratulate him, and I was talking with him before he changed the step already. Yeah, about that. So yeah, I know that people can take it literal with one line, but
Okay.
still, what I will say is my case. Like I said, I spent long enough time in India as a footballer, and by then I was having a good understanding of Indian culture, Indian football, and I created a good relationship with the people around Indian football. That's the reason why I was accepted to the group, I believe, and of course, public and the country itself. So the Lions case was quite similar, somewhere similar, right? Two years, I think he was with Bangalore FC,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
he
Yes.
played and
Yes.
he proved
Coming to
himself
that
he's good
question.
enough.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah, and supporters loves him.
Hmm.
Indian players loves him.
Hmm.
That's why I personally I believe his decision has to be respected, and I
Hmm.
respect.
Hmm.
And plus, of course, we know Ryan is a great player, so he will contribute a lot on the pitch level. When I say no to PIO OCI rule, it's just like, okay, probably I don't know about Hamza's case, so I can't talk much about it. But what I'm hearing a lot is bringing those OCI PIO players who is playing abroad, grown up and develop themselves in abroad country and abroad setup and their ecosystem. And suddenly, to increase the level of Indian football, you bring them just for the sake of that reason and making them wear the Indian national team color, which I don't think, wearing that jersey is that should be that easy. You need that some kind of and how you can expect those players have the same commitment or the attachment to wearing that jersey. All those Indian players, including myself, and this time it's Lion as well. We can have that kind of commitment, but can they have that? I have question about that. Also,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know, how many players like a Lion or myself will be there in the world? Literally, like a change in the citizenship and playing for the Indian national team for the love of Indian football or for the future of Indian football. I was the first one, and it took how many years for the Lion to come? 50, 10 years, 13 years. You need to understand it's a big, big decision to make. Big, huge. Yeah.
Okay.
So from that point of view, also, I think it's going to be a difficult challenge for India to bring those players, especially if the players already making great career in abroad. For example, I don't know some player you can name the
Yan
ODI
Danda,
player
Yan Danda,
okay,
and
yeah, okay. Jan is 26 years old, and he's a British passport holder, right? I think so. And of course,
yes.
he has a great roots to India, and definitely he deserves to be part of Indian national team. But same time, you need to understand how he is going to decide that to come to India. Is he going to play in India for 1 2 years as a foreign player in one of the club in this country? I don't know what is the plan. But for
But
that, what kind of money
but
club or
Anata,
the country has to spend?
I just want to add here one thing. don't you think India, if they are not going that forward, will they, if they are not allowing the PIO, OCI, they are suffering against teams from SAF nation, because if you see, all the SAF nations have also started taking the PIO, OCI players. So don't you think that would hinder India's
But
progress in?
see, is it a progression? By doing this, how many countries are successful by doing this? You tell me. You can educate me. Which country is
I
successful?
just want Indonesia. I can give you example of Indonesia.
See,
Indonesia with this.
Indonesia, one time they reached a semi-final of the Asian U23 or something like that. After that, do they have a great talent coming up from Indonesia? How about their U17? How about their U20? Are they doing well, or can they participate in World Cup? I don't see the results yet. Yeah, there will be instant results. Of course, if you bring 11 OCI players, definitely there will be the instant results. But the instant result won't be the solution for Indian football, because this will be only temporary. And probably we will reach now what, under 44 FIFA ranking?
Ah, right.
Yeah, but maybe we can reach lesser than 100. Of course, with only India, without OCI, we reach 90 once. So of course we
Correct.
have possibility to reach little bit ahead of that. But it doesn't mean that we are going to compete with the Asian giants. No, Japan, Australia, Saudi, Iran, Korea, South Korea, you name it. No, we won't be able to. But instead of that, if we focus and the amount of the effort and the money which you are going to spend to bring those OCI PIO players to this country, instead of that, if you put the full focus in developmental side, I am 100% sure in 20 years we will be start to compete with Asian giant, because I'm from Japan. I've seen this in Japan. Japan also did the same thing before enter the first World Cup, 1994, 1998. That time we
Yes.
had a few foreign players, Brazilian players, Alex, Lopez, few were there. But otherwise, all were Japanese. But a few were there, and they helped Japan a lot. But after that, if you see now, do you see any that kind of player? All are Japanese, and they are homegrown players.
Yes.
Because since that time, Japan put so much energy and time for that. And that is 1998. Now
Correct.
2025, 20 plus years, 25, 26, 27 years.
And
Case
I think
study is
they
there.
changed also. They changed
And
also. They went
plus,
for Japanese coach, Japanese players. They
no,
went
no,
for
those, of course, everything was planned and went for it.
Mhm.
And I'm talking about country like Japan is a 1/10 of population of India. This country is a 1.4 billion. Since I came to this country in 2006, I heard about the sleeping giant. And today we are talking about the same punchline of sleeping giant. 20 years, things did not change. So there has to be something wrong, right? I'm saying
What is
this.
the wrong, Izumi? I want to understand what is the wrong.
The wrong is everywhere because we didn't do anything about it. When did we focus on the youth development? When? I was working for the Reliance Foundation Young Champs, and then only I saw the effort.
Okay.
Yeah, and I myself experienced, and I coached those under 12 boys or even under 11 boys from India, and I took them to Japan. And the Japanese coaches and players are so surprised, and the team did well, and the Indian team did very well in Japan participating in the competition. And that time, India can compete with Japan. Japan is the world ranking 17.
Yes.
Imagine those players who just joined the Lions Foundation Young Champs that time. They just exposed to the elite training session under us in maybe 3 months' time. Till then, they were just training, on the road and, very low talent they were. But such a potential. And we went to Japan and we can compete the elite players from the J League side. And the J League, usually J League Academy under 12, it means from 6 years onward, they will be exposing to proper elite training session. So these Japanese players train for 6 years. But imagine Indian players only train for 3 months and we can compete. You know what kind of talent in this country? That's the only one academy, Reliance Foundation. Of course, it's the best academy. I still believe so, and they are doing the best way possible to touch the maximum number of the talent pool from entire country. But still, only one academy.
Correct.
If there's a 10 academy like this, imagine the talent pool that we could have. And this
Sure.
could have done way back, not now. So for me, I can't believe that we cannot believe our potential as an Indian. I'm an Indian. I fully believe the potential of Indian football, Indian footballers, Indian talents. But I see so many times that we ourselves cannot believe, and we try to look for the solution from the outside, which is a shortcut. Again, that's
That is
temporary
fun.
solution, which is not for football. Football is a long-term project. Always, development is a long-term project. You are married? Sorry to ask
Yes.
you your personal thing. Do you have child?
Yes.
Takes time, no? A lot
Correct.
of time, a lot of efforts. I also want, one daughter I have. I'm a father myself. Same. But at the same time, I can understand the sentiment of the people. What people want to see something good. I also want to see the India to win every single game. I don't know now. U17 is going on against Taipei, 1-0,
Yes.
and now 1-1. I don't know now. I don't know how many goals. What is going on there? But I want to see India is like dominating the Chinese Taipei. Of course, I want to see. But to see that, we need to do the right thing from now on.
Correct.
Then after 20 years, we will see actually what we want to see. So
Sure.
without
I think
doing that,
that is
it's
very
risky.
important. I think you said two things very. I think two key takeaways. I think you said. I think it's firstly the PIO OCI if it's allowed. That it's a very short term solution. Indian football needs a long term solution now. It has
Also,
been here.
sorry, see, you can edit this, right? So
Mm.
please edit, because I talk a lot. So in between, you have to cut it. But see, I forgot to mention. See, OCI, PIO. See, like myself or Lion, or maybe in future some of player will come. But we as an individual football player, myself, even Lion is a very good player. But the contribution which he can or myself can bring on the pitch is very, very limited. Because football is a team sport.
Correct.
The single player cannot do that much. But what is the best part of person like me or the Ryan, having the commitment, having the attachment to Indian football, to genuinely feeling for the best of Indian football, to do something for Indian football, because we are grown up in the other countries. Myself, Japan, and the Lion is Australia. Both are footballing wise in Asia, one of the better or the best countries. We can bring so much to this country off the pitch. That is the actual jewel of having OCI players, or the player like me, or the player like a Lion, into the Indian footballing ecosystem. But for us to contribute off the pitch, we also need a initiation or the approach from the Indian football side as well. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Arata, can we do something with the JFA? I'm there for you. Lion, can you do something with the Australian Football Association? I am sure Lion will be the one who is going to help. So we have human resources like us, but I don't think we are utilized enough.
That's a big statement coming from your side. Do you think you were in that place then the I League and ISL transition happened? Do you think the ISL did what good? What the two important things you think ISL had done good for Indian football, or you think ISL was not able to do justice in last 10 years?
See, ISL did a fantastic job. I think they did one of the biggest thing what they did is brought the awareness of to the people about Indian football. I still remember, of course, when I was with East Bengal, you know how it is. Wherever you go, you are, recognized. Hey, Arata Izumi, oh, East Bengal. But I signed for Mahindra United. I signed for Pune FC. I mean, no one know who you are. And I never seen a children playing football outside of the, outside of the society or in the society that time. Only Calcutta, Goa, maybe different story, but Mumbai, Pune, all this city. But after ISL came, oh man, now you see most of the children are playing football. It means the interest of the sports expands so much after ISL came. It doesn't matter whether you are playing, whichever club in ISL, you will be recognized when you go to the outside public shopping mall, wherever it is, wherever it is. This is the biggest success of ISL. And ISL did a fantastic job for Indian football. And this way, Indian football is today is not the sports in India. This is a globally recognized footballing nation India is today. Everyone know about ISL. People in Japan know about ISL. People in world know about ISL because it's such a fantastic league. That's why it's so painful to see today's state of Indian football, that the league is not happening. It is painful, not only for me, not only for Indians. It's only for world. It is painful to see.
Do you think there has been no footballing season this year, and do you think that this their lack of game practices is also hindering the players' confidence, and many of the players have already reached out in social media asking for a permanent solution. As an ex-player, what is your take on
This part probably I avoid
it?
saying
Okay.
anything.
No, I just wanted to understand as an ex-player, what's your take? Do you sympathize with the current lot of players who have gone out in social media and asked for a permanent solution to this problem? Do you sympathize with them?
No, of course, I sympathize everything that what's happening in Indian football, and myself is very much part of that, and I am suffering too.
Mhm.
But
Correct.
many a times you see, you don't know the details, but I will tell you one day. It's not a joke, and not only for me, so everyone. I can easily imagine what kind of situation people are going through in being part of Indian football. Last how many months? 5 months, 6 months already going to be. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is. If I have to say in one word, it is crazy, and it is the disaster. I'm talking about the life of people. I'm talking about the life of the family.
Correct.
How on
Correct.
the earth you can make people suffer? No, you can't. You cannot.
That's
As simple as that. No one wants this. No one. So yeah,
correct.
if you ask me, my sympathy is all over the place. And same time, I believe whatever the players are doing, whatever the coaches are doing, whatever the management is doing, whatever the people who's involved in Indian football is doing, is trying their best to make things better. Because damage is already done. It is not the time for people to look who did this, who did that, who did that. That we can find out later. Now, what
Correct.
is most important is how we can collectively solve this problem. It's time to unite. It's time to change. But for that, we must understand next to you is not the enemy. Next to you is a part of Indian football. We have to have that mentality. We have to go together. Otherwise, I don't know how long this hell
This
is
will go.
going to continue.
Correct, correct, correct. Izumi, I'll just I'll just focus on your current role. I think we have discussed many things about Indian football and PIO and OCI. What are your plans for Indian football in future? What plans do you have for Indian football? Because you were part of a club as an assistant coach to Inter Kashi before this. And what are your future plans in Indian football? What are your plans?
No, my focus is about right now the situation what I spoke just now, and
Hmm.
my future is a secondary for me. For me, always most important thing, the priority is the future of Indian football. As I said, for that, what is most important is focusing on youth, investing for youth, doing everything for the youth. Probably we won't see the best part of Indian football, our generation, unfortunately. We are 40 plus people. And, but same time, we should be able to create the foundation, develop the foundation of Indian football for the next generation, so that next generation can bring it to the next level. Maybe that is the time next generation are the one who is going to really see the best part of Indian football. And let it be. I will be more than happy to contribute that way. And I'm not seeing the best part of Indian football. It's okay. It's always, it is like that. Our aim, I mean, at least this is my opinion. I believe we human being, as a human being, I'm living in this world to create a better world for the next generation, always. And without having that, without doing that, or without making efforts for that, what is the purpose, right? So
Correct.
I apply the same way of thinking for Indian football, and that's why I'm living in this country for last 20 years and being part of Indian football and doing my bit every single moment of my life. And I'm hoping that we can come together and do even bigger things, because individually there's a things that you can do is very limited, but we come together, we can do the biggest things. So that is the only hope that I have, and I will be my commitment to keep working and
I
giving
think
my best for that.
I think that separates Izumi Arata from rest all the players who have come here and played football. Firstly, you laid the foundation when you gave up your Japanese passport to play for India. That is not so easy to do. It's very easier said than doing it. It's very different. It's easier to say. I can say many things that I want to give up, but giving up a Japanese passport and taking an Indian passport was very. I think it was a great decision taken from your front. Secondly, I think your contribution to Indian football doesn't restricts only towards football. I think in today's interview we highlighted two important points. You said belongingness is very important for any player to represent India. And I think that's a big take. I think I'll give it a great thought. I think we were in that notion that, oh yeah, PIO OCI isn't solution, but that isn't a solution. That's a temporary solution. You ask for a permanent solution. And third thing, I think you said, I think a very important thing that we need to invest in and youth. That's the key. And obviously, foundation would be laid. I think I'll take your point, but only one point I don't agree that you have crossed 40 years. You don't look like you have crossed 40. Still, even yeah, when I saw you when you played for East Bengal, but and I think it was lovely chatting with you. I think if you want to say something from your end before we end the show, you can go ahead and say. And what's your message for the fans and the players and the administration from our platform? Any message you want to give?
Yeah, first of all, Sayan, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about my view and opinion. I mean, it's always lovely to chat about Indian football, and of course, all the viewers and the well wisher of Indian football, and all the fan of Indian football. We know that we are working hard for the betterment of Indian football, and it may take time, but I am confident that one day, the day that we can really all celebrate, the day will come. So till then, let's keep working hard, and whatever you want to discuss with me, I will be always open to discuss with you. So reach out to me, and have a good evening.
Thank you. I think it was lovely chatting with Izumi Arata. I think we will be back very soon and with our next guest. Thank you for all watching and do subscribe our channel IFF News in Twitter and YouTube. Thanks. All the best from our side. Good night. Bye.